and you'll say, please, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more. We're going to win more. We're going to win so much. I love you all.
Welcome, everybody. Here we go. It's Matt Connarton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown, but very wet, kind of dreary, downtown Manchester, New Hampshire, but glorious nonetheless. That's right. Of course, we're also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester, streaming at WMNHradio.org and on the Facebook on the Matt Connarton Unleashed Facebook page. Also now, if you go to mattconnarton.com and click Listen Live, everything is right there for you, too. A link to the audio stream, the Facebook Live is there, all the contact info for the show, everything, if you want to call, if you want to text, et cetera, et cetera. So trying to streamline things for, of course, our FM listeners locally and our online listeners from around the globe. Yes, we're very big in many foreign countries as well. I completely made that up. But we do have listeners across North America. And actually, there is at least a couple in the UK. So there you go. I mean, that's something. You know, you've got a little bit of puffery goes a long way. You know, you fake it till you make it. That's what they say. Anyway, but welcome everyone on this Thursday, January 14, 2021. And we are live. And let's see. Let me give the numbers and then we'll talk about, we have some exciting programming notes. If you'd like to call the show today, 603-250-6007 is the number, 603-250-6007. You can also send a text to 617-917-4476. Tweet me at Matt Connarton or send an email to matt@mattconnarton.com. And, of course, you can also opine and interact at mattconnarton.com. That's all set up for you to do that there too. So, you know, if you happen to be a president of the United States who has been kicked off of social media, you can just go to my website and comment there. Isn't that nice? So you can do that. And there's even a way now you can direct message me through the website too. So we're just trying to make things, trying to open up new avenues of communication. It's so important, so very important. Let's see. People were asking in the Facebook live chat. So the songs that I opened with today, I opened up with Holderness Family, a song called Come On Vaccine, which obviously is a parody of Come On Eileen. You know, what's nice about the Holderness Family stuff is I never have to make a radio edit of it. It's all very clean. And then I played WTF Bra is the name of the YouTuber. Check them out. They're fantastic. I play a lot of their stuff on the show. But coming up later today on the show, probably at the end of the first hour, I'm going to play something brand new from Syrian Stone, and you may not have any idea who Syrian Stone is, but the theme music that we've been using on the show for a few months now, is from Intrepid Acoustics, and a gentleman named Matt DaCosta who runs Intrepid Acoustics. You can check out his website at intrepidacoustics.com. So he actually created and produced and engineered and recorded and played everything on that wonderful theme music that we have. So that type of work he does as Intrepid Acoustics, but he also records under the name Syrian Stone. And Syrian, by the way, is Sirian. If you're looking for him online, Syrian Stone. So he did this really cool cover song of... he covered Earth Angel, which is, what is that from? Is that from Greece or something? Earth Angel, Earth Angel. He did a cover version of it that I'm going to play later in the show. I'm going to play it near the top of the hour. So it'll be a nice way to get everyone ready for Eazy-G's Entertainment Report, which will be coming up in the second hour. And then tonight at 6 p.m., I will be the guest on the weekly Dion. So lots of exciting things today. And we have our first call of today. Hi, welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed. Who's this?
Hey, speaking of devils, Eazy-G.
Eazy-G, speaking of the devil, are you saying
I figured I'd call for a few minutes because I haven't called all week, so you're probably wondering, where the heck is Eazy-G?
I have been wondering where the heck you were.
But I got a new strategy I wanted to run it by you. I think might work.
A new strategy?
I've been trying to gung-ho to get back on the weekly Dion, like you're going to be on tonight. I'm a little bit jealous.
Right.
And so my new strategy is just forget about it and have him invite me when he's ready. What do you think of the new strategy?
Well, I don't know if that's really so much a strategy as it is of just giving up.
But I think I've been asking too much. So maybe if I just leave him alone, he might think, wow, maybe it's a good idea to have him on. Of course, that day might never happen, but that's my new strategy.
That's the thing. What if it never happens? What if he just assumes,
that's fine. That's fine if it never happens. But
what if
I would like to come on one day to redeem myself, but I think I've asked too many times, so I think I'll just go away and maybe one day soon in the near future, maybe a year or two from down the line, you'll say, wow, maybe it's time to have Eazy-G back on to redeem himself.
There may be no redemption.
That's my new strategy.
Well, I don't know.
Don't tell him that tonight when you're on the show.
Okay, I will not say a word.
If you're listening, though, it's kind of too late, but...
it may be too late, yes. Well,
That's okay, though. Either way, it's all right. But anyways, I wanted to talk about the last couple of days about my money I raised for the relay, and I've raised a crazy amount of $738 as of today.
Good for you.
And I did contribute some of my money for the stimulus money, but I kept some for myself too. So don't worry.
Yes, good. Now this
it's all gone right now, so I spent the rest, and I contributed a bunch to the relay, and I've been collecting money myself in my room here since last June 1st. So
you collect money in your room?
A little bit here, a little bit there. $5 here, $10 here, $20 here.
I hope whatever you're doing is legal. Now this is for the Relay for Life.
Yeah, American Cancer Society. I don't know if it's going to be a virtual one this year, because of the COVID.
Yes,
like it was last year. But I won't be going down there walking around the course all for 10 hours. So
right,
all I like to do is raise money, and then it's really easy now with the app. The money goes right to the relay. I don't have to worry about the cash on hand. And my friend Laura Gilman, the animal lady, helped me set that up 2 weeks ago.
Oh, very nice. Now, you didn't set it up
She's
on your...
She's really good at that stuff, because that's what she does for a living is fundraising. Right now it's kind of slow because of the virus, but...
Did you set it up on your new...
She's been known to raise a couple $1,000s over the years.
Your new tablet that Brian McKay sent you?
No. Laura Gilman helped me set it up on her computer.
Oh, I see. Now, how do people, this is important, Eazy-G, how do people donate if they want to donate through
Well, they go right to my Relay for Life page on my Facebook wall.
Okay.
And they hit that donate button.
Okay.
If they so care to do.
Very good. Is there a deadline
a friend of mine just gave me $50 today. It's unbelievable.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Now,
very generous. Like I always tell people, they don't have to give me any money, but they do. So they don't give me the money; they give it to the relay.
Right. Well, of course. What's the cutoff for this? When does it end?
I'm going to collect money until right up to probably Memorial Day, and then I'll have my friend come by. And right now I keep collecting money until the end of May. And if I have a couple checks, because a couple friends of mine don't have a Facebook page. And I have one check right now in my box, and I'll give that to my friend who's in charge of the Manchester Concord Relay. So, but it's a lot better having it on the Facebook app because I don't have to have the money on hand.
Right.
Which I always feel nervous, if I have $400 or $500 on hand. I don't like that.
Well, no, that's great.
It's
I think
safe.
that's exactly. No, I think that's fantastic, Eric. You've done a phenomenal job with that. That's great. Good for you.
I'm excited. Like Tim Baines would say, I'm excited.
He does say that. I've heard him say that on the morning show many times.
Yeah.
He's a very excited man.
Yeah, he's a busy man now because he gets that pizza joint opening up in a couple of weeks with his other fine gentlemen and ladies on the team, I think. So it's gonna be exciting.
He's opening where JKL's place was, right? Theo's.
Right, Theo's.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, very good, very good. Good for him. I mean, he's obviously he's pretty confident it'll do well. Although actually, a pizza place is probably, if you're going to open a restaurant during the current times, because people are used to getting pizza for delivery or carry out anyway, not eating it on site. So I suppose that's a good way to go if you're going to open a restaurant.
It's always risky opening up a restaurant and
it is.
COVID, but I think they got to figure it out because they got it's not only him, but a couple of other people are on the team to open up the restaurant. So
hey, Bobby Champagne
does very well at the Mint Bistro. So there you go.
Bobby Champagne in the chat room is asking if you use Venmo, Eazy-G. I think he may.
No, I just do the app.
Just through
the Facebook page.
On the Facebook page. Okay. All right.
Yeah, there's a couple of different ways you can go about it, but Laura said it's easier to put it on your Facebook page. So
okay. All right.
I took her advice because she's raised tons of money over the years at different fundraisers.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, so she was the woman to go to.
Well, she's.
All right, I'm going to clear the air, and I'll see you at 5 o'clock.
All right, sounds good, Eric.
Virtually.
Yes, of course. All right, we'll talk to you then.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. All right, that was the great Eazy-G, Eric Gagnon, who will be calling back in at 5 p.m. to do his entertainment report. And I think it's fantastic what he's been doing, raising money for the Relay for Life in all seriousness. And God bless him. I'm skeptical, though, about this strategy that he has for getting back on the weekly Dion. You know, what if Ben just never decides he wants him back? Or what if Ben, see, here's the thing. Here's what Eric, I think, might be missing. What if Ben Dion wants Eric back on the show at some point, but because he hasn't heard from him, he just assumes, he probably doesn't want to come back, so I'm not going to bother to ask him. I mean, that could backfire. I don't know. And then he'll have egg on his face. Hi, welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed. Who's this?
It's Stacie Laughton from Nashua.
Hey, Stacie, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Matt. Hey, so I've calling in. I wanted to give a brief update real quick because that yesterday was quite enlightening. The great unblocking of 2021, and I did removed every last person that I'd ever blocked in the last 10 years or so.
Yeah.
And then you know what's interesting? I got a message today from somebody I had blocked, and they're like, I have dreams about you. And I'm like, I think I know why I blocked this person now.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. I can dream about you if I can. Well, that's okay. All right.
Well, anyways, I also wanted to call because a follow-up from the other day. Now, again, everybody knows I love Eazy-G. He's a good guy. He's like kind of like my best friend that I've never met, just kind of that until we, I happen to meet him whenever, he's that online best buddy.
Eazy-G is beloved. Beloved.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
So I want to make that clear before I say what I'm going to say. That he is loved and everybody loves him, but I need to know. I know it was relayed to us that his father didn't want to be called the king of all farts anymore.
Right.
So he wanted to be called, what was it, Old Man, was it?
The Old Man.
And so,
yes.
The Old Man.
The Old Man.
So which begs the question, if he didn't want to be called it anymore, was he only being called it through the WMNH family of listeners and hosts and whatnot, and Eazy, or was Eazy actually, say, at Thanksgiving saying, hey, King of all farts, can you pass the gravy?
Well, that would be a question that I could relay to Eazy-G when he calls back for his entertainment report.
Yes, I think some inquiring minds would like to know if it was an actual call-out name for his father. Did he call him Dad? Did he call him the Old Man? Or did he actually call his father King of all farts?
Maybe he calls him the Old King of all farts. I don't know. Some sort of amalgam of the two.
Yeah. But anyways, hey, everything's all in good fun, but I kind of like to know, and I think some other people would too, from what I hear. So yeah. But I don't want to tie up the air too long, because I want to see who else is going to call before 5 so we can get to that Eazy-G's entertainment report.
Right.
So I'm gonna let you go, and
okay.
That's what I wanted to know. I want to know if he actually used that phrase with his dad.
All right. Well, I will. I'll try to get him to answer that. We'll see what happens.
All righty. Well, you have a good rest of your show, and we'll be in touch.
All right, Stacie. Thank you for the call.
You're welcome.
All
Bye-bye.
Right. Bye-bye. All right, the Honorable Stacie Laughton, state rep from Nashua. Well, that opens up a line for you, 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. You can text me at 617-917-4476. Tweet me at Matt Connarton or send an email to matt@mattconnerton.com, and you can go to mattconnerton.com and click Listen Live for all of that information as well. Yes, so coming up at 5 p.m., Eazy-G will be calling back for his entertainment report. And then, as I mentioned earlier, tonight at 6 p.m., for those of you, if you get to the end of the 2 hours and you say, oh, no, I need even more Matt Connarton, well, I will be the guest. I have the honor and privilege of being invited on the weekly Dion tonight at 6 p.m., so I look forward to that. I'm guessing, I think... if I'm not mistaken, Ben and his father, Darryl, I think they're kind of doing something similar where I am, where, we're really kind of keeping a tight bubble and limiting, the amount of traffic in and out. But I'm assuming, not to speak for Ben, but I'm assuming he felt comfortable inviting me to be in studio since I'm already here. I'm already in the bubble, as we say. So it makes sense. I just have to get up from here and go over there, over to the couch. Hi, welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed. Who's this?
It's the king of all burps.
King of all burps. There's a lot of royalty around here. We've got kings of all kinds of things. Wow. Hey, that rhymes. Kings of all kinds of things.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
What's up, Matt?
Hey, what's going on? Tony D from Philadelphia. How are you?
Just got my date for vaccination today.
Oh, good for you.
April 7th. April 7th. 3:30 p.m. It's my first dose, so it's a little ways away, but I got my date.
At least you've got a date. Yeah, it's in writing. It's definite. It's confirmed.
Yes, I have it all. Confirmed. I had to e-sign everything today.
Yep.
So I e-signed everything, submitted it over. I'm going to a mass vaccination site at the local college here.
Okay.
On April 7th. I guess you just do it in the car. I guess you just kind of pull up and jab you, give you a card, and then you come back in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. In some places, that's what they're doing, where it's basically a drive-through, similar to in some places, what they've done with the testing, where they have the drive-through testing sites. Kind of a similar concept. Yeah, you drive through and they jab you and they send you on your way. Now, do you have to? I assume you have to bring identification with you, and that's probably it.
I do. So I had downloaded an app on my phone. It's called My Chart. It's usually what like the hospitals use or whatever. And you download that. It gives you your profile has like your picture on it and stuff, and then a verification scan barcode thing. So when you get there, I guess they scan the barcode that's on the appointment, and then they proceed to use your ID. You got to show them your insurance card. For some reason, which is a little weird to me, I thought that they said that this was going to be covered by the government, but there's a $100 copay that I got to pay for this.
You have to pay a $100 copay to do this?
It's on according to this app. It says that please bring with you your $100 copay.
Wow, not cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'll send you the screenshot and you can see it. But it says on there, it says copay $100. Please bring with you to the vaccination site.
That's crazy.
But I thought it was covered. Wasn't that the deal that it was covered?
I don't know what the deal was because with the way this Operation Warp Speed, the way they botched this right out of the gate. Does anyone even really know? I mean, I don't know.
You know what, dude? You know what? I'll pay $100.
Yeah, I mean, if you got it,
I hope I don't have to pay $100 twice to go back for the second time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awful. Wow.
So, what do you think of that joke of a speech last night?
Who, Trump?
Yeah.
Oh, well, hey, credit where it's due. It only took him a week to say what.
Late, right?
Yeah.
That should have been the speech that should have been being played through the speakers that when the riots were going on. That's what should have been played.
Yeah. Well, what should have happened. That should have been done. See, I was thinking about this. In any normal presidency, if something like this occurred, which, it wouldn't have occurred anyway in any normal presidency, but if for some reason there was such an insurrection during any normal presidency, whoever was president of the United States at the time would have that night requested airtime on the networks and addressed the nation probably from the Oval Office and basically said something to the effect of what Trump said. Not a week later doing this pathetic, because it's so obvious. It's so transparent what he's doing, too. Now he just did that so that Republicans have cover to say, look, the president, he denounced the violence, see? And by the way, not only does it give them cover to do that, but Trump knows that, the members of the MAGA cult who are perfectly fine with what happened, they get it. They know he's just doing that because he has to. If they're going to take anything to heart, they're going to take to heart the comments he made that day when he said, hey, it's time to go home now, but we love you. And, I'm with you. I get why you're upset. This election was stolen and this and that. Go ahead on home now, but you're special people and we love you and all that. Right. They know by now how this works. It's so typical, of his presidency.
Well, I said this last night because I got another show that's coming onto my platform, but we're doing this whole Tony D media thing now where I'm going to be streaming shows and producing and stuff like that, where I'm not going to be on air. I'm just going to be producing shows.
Okay.
So I got this new show that's coming on. It's called the Rachel Runs Podcast, and she does political, like she's sort of like you, just in a female version, political, fitness, nutrition, mental health, all kinds of different things. And she said to me last night, she said, ultimately, at the end of this, she goes, they're not looking to push him out of office. They're trying to just get that final say and say he can never run for office again. That's all they want. Like she said, if you really look at this, the push for this is that it's too close to the end of the term. Mm-hmm. The final thing, once everything changes over, they're going to put in there that they just don't want him to run for office ever again. That's it. And the Republicans are going to want to claim their party back and be done with this.
Right. Well,
when I think of that, when she said that, I was like, yeah, you kind of make sense that that's probably what they're going to be pushing for. What do you think?
Well, here's the thing about that. So it's going to be a big hurdle. Because in order to get to that, what they're going to have to do is, so the impeachment in the House is done. Now there has to be a trial in the Senate. They might just try to do a quick one, just a one-day thing. Even if they get enough Republicans to convict, which is iffy. And by the way, Mitch McConnell right now, to me, is the most interesting man in politics because it's fascinating.
Isn't he? I'm so with you on that.
Yeah, it's fascinating to see. It will be fascinating to see what he does because there's a lot of reporting and theories that he just wants Trump gone and McConnell doesn't have to worry about getting reelected for a while. He just wants Trump gone once and for all. But
you think, and I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's okay.
Do you think once he's out of office, McConnell is just going to open fury? Is that what you think?
Well, I think that McConnell just would like to live in a world where he doesn't ever have to hear the name Donald Trump again. But here's the thing. In order to get this done, so they have to get enough Republicans on board in the Senate to vote for conviction. And then, which is, possible, but I don't know how likely it is. And then they have to have another vote. Because something that I misunderstood about this in the beginning, and a lot of people have misunderstood, which is understandable because we're in very much in uncharted waters. We've never been here before or anywhere near it. After that, after they convict him, they have to have another vote to bar him from running for office ever again, which they can do. But that will be fascinating because I'm sure there's other Republicans along with McConnell who would love to just be done with Trump forever. And then there's going to be a lot of Republicans who are afraid still, even then, to go against him because all it takes is for Trump to assign them. I don't know where he'll do it because he can't do it on Twitter anymore. But, you know, Trump gets mad at somebody. He assigns them an insulting nickname. And then their political career in the Republican Party is over because the entire MAGA cult says, OK, we don't like that person anymore. So but I'm sure McConnell, I have no doubt in my mind, Mitch McConnell, who plays his cards very close to the vest, I have no doubt that he has an intense, seething loathing for Donald Trump because Trump has only made McConnell's life and job so much harder for the past 4 years. And I'm sure he would love to just stick the shiv right in. And he'll have the opportunity to do it. Does he take it? And if he does take it, though, it's not out of revenge purely. McConnell is a pragmatist. It will only be because McConnell thinks it's the right way forward for the Republican Party. So this will be fascinating. Mitch McConnell right now is the most fascinating person in Washington.
I agree with that. I do. I agree with that cold-heartedly. Yep, absolutely. Little news for you on something that's a little bit different. They're doing a vaccinated stand-up comedy show down here. You ready for this?
Okay.
For the frontline workers, for all that they have done, they're going to host for everyone that has been. It's going to be at the end of February, but so everyone has like all the antibodies and everything's built up between both vaccines. They're going to host a free stand-up comedy show, unmasked. After everyone has been vaccinated, they have to be vaccinated with their card, and they're going to do their first stand-up comedy show in a year down here. But everyone has to have been vaccinated with both vaccines. They have to be both vaccines. They have to be through the preliminary of it being like I guess like a month after getting both vaccines, so that they can't transmit it.
Oh,
and they're going and.
That's
like
a problem.
Me personally,
that doesn't work.
Me personally, I'm like 20% okay. Like okay, I see where you're going with this, but I'm like 80% like it's too soon. It's too soon. And but then again, then I think about it. It's all the frontline workers that have been vaccinated that are showing their cards. When are we going to test it? Right? I know you hate me saying that. I know you hate me saying that.
No, I don't. I get what you're saying. But it is a really bad idea because and for those some people, a lot of people don't realize this. But and it's understandable why they wouldn't. I didn't understand this in the beginning, but for those who don't know, the vaccines do not prevent you from getting COVID, and they do not prevent you from spreading it if you are carrying it. All the vaccines do is prevent you from getting very, very sick. You might be vaccinated and get COVID and be carrying it and spreading it to others and without any knowledge that you have it. In other words, you may have it and be asymptomatic, or you might have it and have mild symptoms only because the vaccine is protecting you from getting severe symptoms. So you might get vaccinated, you get sick anyway. You think you just have a cold because your symptoms are mild when you actually have COVID, but the vaccine is preventing you from getting severely ill, so you're still spreading it.
Yeah,
so
this thing had like 10,000 comments on it, and like everyone was like, "Well, I guess we got to see if it's working." I guess that people are like 50-50. Like people are like pro-vaccine, and they're like, "Well, how are we going to know if it's working?" And it's like I'm 20% because I'm 20% on. Well, we got to figure out if it's working, but I'm 80% because I'm like it's too soon.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's way too soon.
Yeah.
Because eventually, once we what is it? Herd immunity or immunity, whatever.
Herd immunity. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, eventually by the summertime, and you're going to get all these people that are doing. Because I know right now down here, there's like 4.5 million people that have signed up that are waiting to get it, which is a good thing to hear.
Yeah.
It's a really good number to hear. That's just Pennsylvania. New Jersey's got like 2.5 million. That's really good to hear. I'm interested to hear what the other states, Boston, Connecticut, New Hampshire, how many people have signed up? Because you guys got a portal up there, right? Where people are signing up now?
There's something, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to be able to get it for months, so I'm not particularly even worried about. I mean, they're setting. Actually, the governor was talking about it today as I was coming in. I was listening. They're setting up some sort of portal. Yeah, if you're, I mean, I have asthma, but apparently, to even be considered high risk, you have to have two things wrong with you, for lack of a better way of putting it. And I only have one, so. I'm going to be in the general population. So the way this is going, I'm guessing.
Don't they know who you are?
Well,
don't they know this is Matt Connarton Unleashed? Don't they know this?
Thank you. I didn't want to be the one to say it, Tony, but thank you for mentioning that. Yes, thank you. We should start a petition, maybe, to get me vaccinated. But
that's a big thing.
The people demand it. But no, but I mean, I'm. Because as you know from listening to the show, I've been frustrated about this whole, although it's died down a bit, but this whole constant drumbeat of we've got to convince everybody that they need it. We've got to convince everybody that they need it, and don't be afraid of it. You've got to get it. And it's like, I want them to stop with that. Fix the distribution problems first. Stop telling everybody they desperately need something that they can't actually get. Because constantly dangling something in front of people and saying, you really need this, you really need this. Oh, too bad you can't get it. It's going to be probably months and months till you can. It only breeds resentment, and it will backfire. So,
right.
So just, for my own sanity's sake, because I do want to get vaccinated, and I want Jenny to be able to get vaccinated. I've tried to just kind of stop worrying about it, and I'm trying to take the attitude of, well, it'll happen someday, and when it does, that'll be great. But until then, whatever. I'm just going to keep being as careful as I can,
Play it safe.
Yeah, that's all I can do. But, man, I'm not holding I mean, they botched the distribution of this so badly right out of the gate. I mean, Operation Warp Speed, great. I'm glad for whatever they were able to do to help these companies develop these vaccines so quickly. Awesome. But then, if you can't actually, I mean, there were news stories at one point about vaccines going to waste that might potentially have to be thrown out because they're sitting in a warehouse somewhere and Pfizer's waiting for the government to tell them where to send them. And I'm like, I'm hearing and reading these stories and I'm like, you've got it. This is nuts. This is madness. Are you kidding me? So I'm just so discouraged with it that I'm just like, yep, someday I'll get vaccinated, and who knows when.
Well, it looks like the new stimulus package is that they're proposing, that I read today, looks like it's going to be like a $1 trillion package that's going to put the concern of the distributing of it to the forefront. I think what I read today was that the first thing is getting that taken care of, along with other payments for stimulus. And then I read something else that, like, if you have children, you would receive, and this is just the proposal that I read, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I read that, like, if you have a child that is between 2 or a couple months and then, like, 6 years old, you would receive, like, $300 a month. And then after that, from, like, 6 to, like, 17, you would receive $250 extra a month.
Huh.
And that's every month in a $1 trillion package. It seems just like what they're proposing and what they're doing is like the things that haven't been taken care of over the last couple months. And like I said it to you before, he's walking into a mess, but he knows what he has to do in the beginning, and he's obviously addressing that right away, which is great to hear that you're going to address the distributing problems of this. Something about getting the military involved with distributing the vaccine, which should have been done from the get. Don't you agree? I mean, like, they should have kind of like they're like the number one logistics in the entire country. Why not utilize them?
And it was talked about. back when they were doing their coronavirus task force briefings every day, that was talked about in public by the task force. But then they just kind of forgot about it, I guess. I don't know. I mean, that one guy
and from what I understand, the logistics coordinator of the military said that they were ready to go.
Yeah.
They were ready to go. They were ready to do whatever it is that they need to do.
It's so frustrating. As I've said it many times, this is the worst possible administration we could have had during a pandemic. I mean, it's just the worst. And of course, people will defend them, right? MAGA cultists will say, well, don't you give Trump credit for Operation Warp Speed? It's like, not really. Why give him credit for something that any president would have? I don't know if any president would have called it Operation Warp Speed. Trump may have a Star Trek fixation or something, which is fine. Actually, I'm a Trekkie. But any president would have thought, wow, this is a big problem. We need to have some sort of program and task force and maybe give it a catchy name to deal with this. Like, that's obvious. You would expect a president to come up with something. And so, whoa, don't you give him credit for that? It's like, no, I don't. A child could have thought of that. Hey, this is a problem. Maybe we need to, I don't know, do something about it. Maybe that's part of being president. Oh, God. I mean,
and that's the sad part, too, because when you talk to these MAGA supporters and all them, they don't have facts, Matt.
No.
They don't have facts. All they go with is the election was stolen. And, well, give me facts.
Right. Prove it.
The election was stolen. Where are you getting your information? The president told us that.
Right.
Well, that's because you're brainwashed.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. They are. Yep.
So anyway. All right, Matt. Well, dude, enjoy your show. Love it. And then looking forward to Eazy-G's entertainment report. And, do your thing, brother.
All right, Tony D, thank you so much for the call, my friend. I appreciate it.
All right, be good, bro.
All right, bye-bye. All right, Tony D from Philadelphia, and of course, host of the Tony D Show and the It's All in Your Head show as well. He does great stuff. Well, that opens up a line for you. We can probably get another call or two in before Eazy-G's entertainment report at the top of the hour. 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. You can text me at 617-917-4476. Tweet me at Matt Connarton or send an email to matt@mattconnerton.com. You can also follow me on Instagram, too. I don't really mention that much, but actually, if you go to mattconnerton.com and just click Listen Live, it will take you to a page with all of the contact information for the show. There's even a contact form right there on that page if you want to just reach out to me directly through the site. Trying to streamline things, make things as easy as possible in terms of communication as we continue to move forward on this day. In just a few minutes, I'm going to play that Earth Angel, the great cover track from Syrian Stone, who is the same gentleman, Matt DaCosta, who did that wonderful theme music that we have for the show, which I continue to get compliments on from people who hear that and really enjoy that. Our theme music here on Matt Connarton Unleashed. And then at 5 p.m., we will be joined by Eazy-G Eric Gagnon for another stellar. I'm sure it will be just very, very exciting. I'm quivering with anticipation for the entertainment report. And coming up tonight at 6 p.m., I will be the guest on the weekly Dion with Ben Dion and his father, Darryl Dion. Let's see. We'll take a moment and say hello to everybody in the Facebook live chat. I see a very, very busy Facebook live chat, which I love to see. Jenny is in there, of course. Hello, Jenny. Scott Robinson, who is a top fan, says, will Eazy-G be a guest on that show? Not on the weekly Dion. No. Bobby Champagne is a top fan, says, I'm the king of beers. I thought like Budweiser or something was a king of beers. I don't know. Or is it king of beer? Christian Lacoste is in the Facebook live chat. Christian's a top fan and one of Tony D's co-hosts on It's All in Your Head. Hello, Christian. Rob Dion is in the Facebook live chat. Rob, of course, part of the WMNH family, host of Through the Stage Door, and is the entertainment reporter on the morning show every Thursday morning. Rob was on there this morning, of course. Rob says Rob is trying to get on. Oh, see, that would make Eazy-G very jealous if Rob gets on the weekly Dion. Rob is angling for that. He says, I'm there on Thursday mornings, so my germs are already there. Scott Robinson says, Tony, you lied. You said Harden was going to Philly. Fake news. I don't know anything about that. I'm not a basketball guy. Oh, Matt DeCosta's in the Facebook live chat. His ears must have been burning. Hey, Matt, if you're just joining us, I will be, before the top of the hour, playing Earth Angel. Let's see. Christian says, the good old stab and jab, referring to the vaccination centers that they're setting up in some parts of the country where it's essentially a drive-through. You pull in, you roll your window down, fill out the form, whatever, show them your ID, and they jab and stab you. Christian says, Harden went to the Pistons. Is that Detroit? Is it the Detroit Pistons? See, I'm learning. Jenny says, now this is regarding to the question that Tony D had raised about the copay. Apparently he's being charged a $100 copay, and he was under the impression that the vaccine was going to be free. Jenny says, oh, you thought Trump said it was free? Blah, he probably meant the shipping. Oh, yeah, that probably is what Trump meant. Free shipping on the vaccine. Very exciting. Let's see. Stacie Laughton is in the Facebook live chat. Stacie called earlier. She says, I am a full rep now. Stacie is, of course, a representative here in New Hampshire, House member. Sworn in and working in sessions and committees work now. Our term has started. Very nice. Brian Mackey joins us in the chat. Brian, all the way from Idaho. Brian says, I'm on the list at Albertsons, which is, I guess, a grocery store chain or with a pharmacy, I presume, out in that part of the country. He says, no charge, and he's expected to be vaccinated middle to end of February. Oh, not bad. Not bad. All right. Angela Philbrook is in the Facebook live chat. Angela says, now this is in regard to what we were talking about earlier about how some people have a fundamental misunderstanding about the vaccine. The vaccine does not prevent you from getting COVID. It prevents you from getting very sick from COVID. So you could be vaccinated. You could get COVID, not know you have it, be an asymptomatic spreader, and be spreading it around. That's why it's going to be very, very important to continue to wear masks, continue to social distance, continue to wash hands. All of the safety protocols have to remain in place. We can't, once people are able to get vaccinated on a large scale, whenever the hell that is, again, I continue to be very cynical and discouraged about how this is all being done, but, we can't get cocky about it and just say, okay, everything's back to normal now. Angela says, I'm sorry, this is about the copays. Angela says vaccination providers may be able to charge administration fees for giving the shot. Vaccination providers can get this fee reimbursed by the patient's public or private insurance company, or for uninsured patients by the Health Resources and Services Administration's Provider Relief Fund. That's a mouthful, as evidenced by the fact that I couldn't seem to say it without tripping on it. Let's see. Just want to make sure we get everybody in here. Bobby says, as soon as my mom gets it, I got to get it too in order to care for her every day. It would be wise. Well, Bobby, if I'm not mistaken, you're over 65. You should be getting it anyway. Here in New Hampshire, I believe, if I understand correctly, if you're over 65, it doesn't matter if you have other conditions or not. You'll be eligible very, very soon, if not already. Rob Dion says, I am on the list to potentially get it end of this month due to my work at one of the assisted livings. Okay, Rob, I didn't know you did that. Yeah, obviously, and by the way, I hope everyone understands. I know I'm complaining and I'm frustrated about the pace at which the vaccines are being distributed, but I don't want anyone to misunderstand. I absolutely agree with the priorities and the structure of, making sure that healthcare workers get it first and people, like Rob working in an assisted living situation and all of that. Absolutely. I absolutely agree with that. My frustration is with the pace at which this is being done. The fact that, what did they promise? I mean, it was a Trump administration, so we should expect false promises, right? But, 10 million vaccinations by the end of the year, and it's like 1/10 of what we were told, and so far. And I mean, it's just so abysmal. They botched the distribution right out of the gate because, of course, they did. And I'm just very frustrated by that. But as far as the priorities about who should get it, in what order, absolutely 100% on board with that all the way. Absolutely. Angela says the governor had a press conference today and explained a lot. I missed the beginning, but I think he addressed caregivers. Yes, he did. I remember that coming up. Scott Robinson says F. McConnell, referring to Mitch McConnell. It will be very interesting to see what Mitch McConnell does as far as the trial, the impeachment trial of Trump in the Senate. I'm telling you, I know McConnell would love to put Trump behind him forever. Bobby Champagne says, my mom is 81 with lung cancer, and I care for her daily. I miss the governor, but I will get the highlights on the WMUR News at 5 p.m. Let's see. Jenny shared a link in the Facebook live chat for New Hampshire. This is where the info will be to sign up to get the vaccine when your group is told to register. Let's see. Jenny also said it typically takes weeks. Again, this is regarding the vaccine and how you can still spread the virus even if you've been vaccinated. Jenny says it typically takes a few weeks for the body to build immunity after vaccination. That means it's possible a person could be infected with the virus that causes COVID-19 just before or just after vaccination and get sick. This is because the vaccine has not had enough time to provide protection. Yes, and actually there was, I know there was at least one instance in the news of someone, that happening to someone. It was a doctor or some type of medical provider who got sick with COVID after being vaccinated, after getting the second dose. But like Jenny says, look, this isn't perfect and it's not a magic thing. You get the vaccine and then you're just impervious to COVID-19 in every way forever. It's we're still going to have to be cautious and careful and smart about how we do this. That's just the reality of it. But it's still going to help us to get through this. I mean, it's, let's see. Brian Mackey says, guess I need to rethink moving back to New Jersey. Sounds like herd stupidity is running strong. I think, I assume Brian's referring to that comedy show that Tony D was talking about where they're going to try to get all these people who have been vaccinated together. Yeah, terrible idea. And again, like people misunderstand. When they first started vaccinating healthcare workers, and healthcare workers, of course, again, I absolutely agree with them being first. They're on the front lines of this, quite literally. But yeah, there was somebody, this doctor or nurse or someone who was saying, yeah, I'm excited to get my vaccine today. And I've already booked a plane ticket to go visit my parents who are older, and it's like, this is a healthcare worker saying this. It's like, whoa, why do I understand this and a healthcare worker doesn't? No, you don't get vaccinated and then go visit your elderly parents. You could still get them sick. Hopefully someone explained that to her before she actually went on this trip. Let's see. We have a call. All right, we'll grab this call quickly because we are coming up to the top of the hour. Hi, welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed. Who's this?
Ridley.
Hey, Dave Ridley. Don't have a lot of time. I got a break in a couple minutes, but what's on your mind, sir?
Oh, well, one of the reasons why New Hampshire should be independent of the Union is a person. Jerry DeLamus.
Yes, Jerry DeLamus. He's still in prison, correct?
Yes, a political prisoner from New Hampshire held by the United States government for doing nothing in particular, maybe for wearing some scary clothes and being in near the Bundy Ranch standoff after it happened.
Yeah, I know Jerry. I felt badly. You know what? I actually had dinner with Jerry and his Gary Hopper and I had dinner with Jerry and his wife the night at Margarita's right downstairs, actually, the night before Jerry was taken to jail.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Anyway, this wouldn't, they couldn't come arrest him like people like that if we weren't part of the union.
I don't understand something, though. Why did Trump didn't Trump pardon didn't Trump pardon basically everybody involved in that except Jerry? Like, I don't get that.
You would think so, yeah. And Jerry was, key Trump. Well, he was, a very active Trump supporter before all that.
Yeah, like, I don't understand why Jerry's kind of the forgotten man in all of that.
Well, anyway, there's an update on him. Apparently, his aunt has been gunned down by police.
Oh my God, Jerry DeLamis's aunt?
Yes, 91 years old.
Why? What happened?
This is in California, and it was I think it was California police that did this. It wasn't Fed. And she had called them, I think, and she was allegedly carrying a shotgun when they arrived.
Okay.
So she's illegally deaf and blind, apparently. That may have had something to do with it.
Yeah, probably.
But that, I don't know the details, but it's just, just enough bad stuff just can't stop happening to this guy, apparently.
Yeah, that's bizarre. I'm going to have to, after the show, I'm going to have to look up that story. That's just, I don't know. I don't know what to say about it.
And this was not like a barely known relative. This was someone apparently he was very close to.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, condolences to the family. Jeez. Well, okay. Well, that's terrible. All right, Dave. Well, I'm up against the clock because we have somebody who's going to be calling in a couple minutes, but always appreciate the call, and do give the Ridley Report a plug.
RidleyReport.com.
All right, Dave Ridley. Thank you for the call, my friend. Take care.
You're welcome.
All right. Bye-bye. All right, Dave Ridley. Wow, I'm going to have to look that up. That's terrible. All right, we got to take a break. It is coming up to the top of the hour. I want to play this track. So again, this is Matt DaCosta, also known as Syrian Stone, online. You can find this track on SoundCloud. And again, Matt, also from Intrepid Acoustics, who is responsible for our amazing theme music here on Matt Connarton Unleashed. I'm going to play this, and then we'll transition into the second hour, and we'll get ready for Eazy-G's call with this week's entertainment report coming up. But here it is. This is Matt's wonderful cover of Earth Angel here on Matt Connarton Unleashed. Check it out.
Earth angel, and will you be mine? And my darling dear, I love you all the time. But I'm just a fool in love with you. I love you forever and evermore, and I'm just a fool, but a fool in love with you. And I fell for you, and then I knew the vision of your loveliness. I hope and I pray that someday I'll be the vision of your happiness. Earth angel, please be mine. And my darling dear, I love you all the time. And I'm just a fool in love with you. Well, I fell for you, and then I knew the vision of your loveliness, and I hope and I pray that someday I'll be the vision of your happiness. Earth angel, please be mine. And my darling dear, you know I love you all the time. But I'm just a fool. But I'm a fool in love with you,
You want to know about stock market crashes, COVID-19, drive-bys, celebrity gossip? Eazy-G's gotcha. Entertainment Report style.
That's why I'm easy.
'Cause ain't nothing but a G thing, baby.
Are you ready for start time?
Let's find out. Ready, set, go.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Matt Connarton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 in Manchester, streaming at WMNHradio.org and on the Facebook on the Matt Connarton Unleashed Facebook page. And Eazy-G, Eric Gagnon, will be joining us any moment. He'll be calling in to do his entertainment report. Although, I did see in the Facebook live chat, by the way, Rocky Huber was saying, Matt, someone we haven't heard from is Trump's spiritual advisor, that woman who would speak in tongues, in spirit language. What do you think she's thinking? We'll actually have her on Skype right now. You're talking about Paula White.
Hey!
So there you go. That's where she stands currently. Thank you, Paula. And I believe this is Eazy-G on the line. Eric, is that you?
Yes, I had to complain a little bit. I complain on the Matt Connarton Unleashed show. I've gotten 3 spam calls in the last hour. What the heck is going on?
Are they trying to get you to update your warranty on your vehicle?
Yes. Kellyanne Manning was complaining about that on Facebook, so shout out to her.
Right. Shout outs to Kellyanne Manning. She's
trying to do her job, She keeps getting these phone calls,
Well, you should be used.
Her day.
You should be used to getting calls. A big celebrity like you.
But isn't that ridiculous? Have you been getting that a lot too, Matt?
I've been getting calls like that for as long as I can remember, Eric. As long as I can remember.
3 in 1 hour, though. That's a new record.
Yes, 3 in 1 hour. Well.
But anyways, enough of that mumbo jumbo. I'd like to give a couple quick shout-outs. Brian McKay gave me $10 for the relay.
Brian McKay. Wow.
Very nice. Very nice. Thank you very much.
And he sent you a tablet.
I got in the mail here about an hour ago from Carol Robideau. I got my VIP card, and I kind of messed up. So I shout out to Ed Murphy. I shouldn't have put the card on the Facebook. Now that I look at it, I don't see any. Yeah, I guess it's not a big. I erased it anyways because probably not a good idea to put that on the Facebook. First, he said there was numbers on here, but I'm looking at it right now. I don't see any numbers. But anyway, I should have put that on the Facebook, so I erased the post.
Okay.
So anyway, so shout out to Kara Robideau and her awesome Manchester ankling.
Yes, yes.
So anyway, I'm ready to get started here. I hope Scott Robertson's listening. I got 7 new Amanda McCarthy dates, and 3 of them are in New Hampshire.
Oh, wow. Well, that will be very exciting to Scott Robinson. I already played your intro, so we'll dive right in. And what I'm going to do, Eric, if you don't mind, is I'll be butting in with pithy comments during your Facebook report with references to Foreigner songs.
Oh, yeah, I know. That was crazy last Thursday. I'm still embarrassed about that.
Low down and dirty.
With Darryl.
I told Jenny this
God.
morning.
I know you'll be in the room soon, so I'm still embarrassed about that. But you know what? He told me today to move on from that, so I won't mention that again.
I am not saying this just to be funny. This is 100% true. On the days that you are going to be calling in to do your entertainment report, I wake up in the morning with the Egg on My Face song, and or sometimes Eggman by the great DJ Midas. Well, it just so happens that this morning I woke up with Low Down and Dirty by Foreigner, so I had to
oh boy,
I had to play that.
It was funny the other day around 5 a.m. I think it was yesterday. Obviously, Peter White is the programming manager, and he had the Pac-Man Fever. You ever heard that song?
I remember Pac-Man Fever.
I used to have the album.
Of course.
I don't have it anymore, but anyways. Yeah, so I guess I'm ready to get started here. You already played the intro, so.
Wonderful.
I don't think I've ever dedicated the show to this lady before. She won the American Got Talent winner a couple of years ago. And she's got pretty famous. I know the first year's winner was a puppet person, and obviously he's not working right now because everybody's off because of entertainment, but I'm sure he'll go back to hit the road soon, and he's got a big Las Vegas show. He signed for a 10-year contract a couple years ago for $100 million, and he won the American Idol for $1 million. So go forward years later, they have this lady, I don't know if you ever heard of her, Darcy Lynn.
Darcy Lynn, I have not heard of her, no.
She's a puppet lady. She won the show. She was only 14 years old. Now she's 16. And she's doing very well. Of course, she was doing a couple of shows, but right now nobody's doing a couple of shows anywhere. But she did one close up here, was up in Cape Cod.
Well, when you say she's a puppet lady, do you mean she's a ventriloquist, or is she actually a puppet herself?
She's really popular with the teenagers. She's 16. So.
Oh, all right. Very good. Very good.
So I'm dedicating it to her, and I'm also dedicating it to the, I think I've done this before, but maybe I haven't, to the Friday show. I've listened to it 3 weeks in a row, but not falling asleep, believe it or not. Spectral Radio with you, and I can't remember the other guy's name. It sits on the couch.
Dan Randlett.
Yeah, and Polly C. So it's dedicated to all those folks and Darcy Lynn.
Oh, very nice, very nice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
I thought that was very nice.
But what do you mean by you listen to the show and you manage to not fall asleep? What does that mean exactly, Eric? What do you mean by that exactly? Eric, whoops, I'm sorry. Eric, are you still there?
Yep.
Oh, that was my fault. I turned you. I meant to. You can pull that mic up if you want there, Darryl. Or are you going to stay out of this one? No. Oh, you're very busy. I understand. Well, Ben Dion is here. Hello, Ben.
How's it going?
Good. Ben Dion, of course, from the Weekly Dion. Oh, and Darryl is here as well.
I'm back.
Yes. Now, Ben, this is this pertains to you.
Oh, really?
Because we have Eazy-G on the phone. Eazy-G has a new. I'm trying to move this so I can actually see you. Eazy-G has a new strategy for getting back onto your show. What he's going to do is he's going to not ask you about coming on. He's going to wait for you to invite him. Now, I have some concerns about this because I'm just worried that if he waits for you to invite him, he might be. And by the way,
hell would freeze over.
And I am reminded of a Foreigner song, that Waiting for a Girl Like You, except in this case, he's waiting for an invitation from you to come on to his show. So what do you think? I mean, is that a good strategy for Eric to use, to just wait for you to invite him back?
I mean, the only way he's going to get back on is if I invited him.
Right.
Because he can't just come in. He can't come into the studio.
Right, yes.
He'd be arrested immediately.
Yes. Absolutely. You're aware of that.
But I was thinking there earlier, I've been on the show once, and if I can't go on again, at least I was on once. And it was a memorable visit.
Oh, it certainly was memorable.
Yeah.
But anyways, enough about me. Let's talk about what's going on in the world of entertainment across the United States here.
Yes, across the United States.
And a couple of things going on, but we'll get to those later. Okay, here we go. Peter was always telling me, he goes, don't talk about things that are 6-7 months down the line.
Right.
So anyways, hey, a month from today, everybody, it's a month from Valentine's Day, so.
Right.
I'm sure you get some stuff for your significant other. And then if you're a big racing fan, on Valentine's Day, speaking about that day, is the Daytona 500.
Uh-huh.
It's going to be on Fox at 2:30. I'm a big racing fan, so I'll be watching that. The Great American Race.
Yes.
And also, if you can't get enough of the TV that day and you want to watch it all day, you can put it back on ABC. American Idol is back.
Ooh.
With the usual suspects.
Katy
Perry, Lionel Richie, Luke Perry, the judges, Ryan Seacrest, the host, and so that will be on for a while.
Eazy-G.
It's not as good as it used to be, but it's still kind of fun.
Can I sneak in a question?
Yep.
Will they have fans at the race at the Daytona 500?
That I don't know, but it's in Florida, so anything is possible. They still have that crazy wrestling and AEW and WWE and all that.
That's right.
I don't know much longer because they're having a lot of trouble with COVID, so who knows?
It's an essential business.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Eazy-G, I have a question too. Hello.
What?
See, when you talk, he'll stop and listen because he knows he needs to be nice to you to get back on your show.
I have a question about Valentine's Day for you.
Oh, all right.
Ooh.
So I know in the past you have done I don't remember the name of the segment you did.
Oh, Eazy-G's Love Advice.
Yes, the Love Advice.
Yes.
Now.
Yeah, we might have to do that, but it'll probably be virtually because they're not allowing a lot of people in the studio right now.
You would actually do that?
Yeah, I might do it if Peter White wants me to do it. It could be a Friday before Valentine's. I could do that virtually, I guess, on the phone. I don't know how that would work though, because if I clog up the phone, it might not work because there's only one phone line. So
if you clog up the phone,
might have to put that on hold till next year.
Right, because next year, next year you could be in the studio. I get what you're saying. Yes. Well, you could Skype in, and then people could call.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I do have a tablet I could do that with, but right now I don't have the Wi-Fi. So.
Right.
But I still have it, though, Brian McKay, if you're listening. I still have it. I haven't given it up for any charity.
Right. Thank you for not...
I can't believe I almost did that. That was really bad.
Well, I'm sure Brian McKay would be fine if you decided to donate the tablet to the Relay for Life.
No, I will not be doing that anytime soon. But speaking of Florida, on February 7th, right around the corner, it's almost 3 weeks of the Super Bowl. It's going to be the 55th annual, and it's going to be everything's in Florida these days. Tampa, Florida, I think the same place where they have the WWE Thunderdome, and it's going to be on CBS at 6 o'clock, so it'll be interesting to see who shows up for that event. Obviously, it's not going to be the Patriots. So, that's coming up right here in a couple of weeks. January 26th, they're going to announce the winners for the MLB Hall of Fame. They keep saying now that all the votes are in, and there's a possibility that 0 people could get in this year. But they still have people from last year because the event was canceled last year because of COVID. But they are hoping for Kurt Schilling and Roger Clemens and Barry Bonds, those kind of guys to get in. But they have to get a certain amount of votes, and they're running out of years because Clemens and Bonds next year, I guess, will be their 10th year, and after that,
and Barry Bonds
they would have to go on another list.
Bonds is the one with the giant head, right? Because the steroids went to his head.
But once he let one of those steroid guys in, they got a lot of them all in. So
yeah.
What's the percentage of votes that they have to get in, Eric?
I think it's 76%. I think.
Oh, that would be 75.
Don't quote me, but I think it's a high amount.
Oh, well, that was.
You were really close there, Eric. Really, really close.
He was really close.
He was really close. It's 75, Eric. It's 75.
All right. Well, it's going to be announced on a major MLB network. I'm guessing around 8 o'clock, so they make a big production about it.
He was right there with
and if you want interested in running down the street, they're going to have millennium.com. You can register and millennium.net, and you can register for the half race shuffle Shamrock on Saturday and Sunday on March 27th and 28th. And I don't know if they're going to have the annual St. Patrick's Day parade, so I'll just stay tuned for that. I kind of doubt it, but
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on there.
Ben is skeptical that that's happening.
I highly doubt they do.
Yeah.
Right. I guarantee it will be next year, though.
2022.
Yeah.
Right. And then if you're a big Bruins fan, there's a game today at New Jersey at 7 o'clock. I think it's on one of those Nesson, I believe. And that will be fun if you like the Bruins. I'm kind of a mild Bruins fan.
A mild?
Don't forget to check out palacetheater.org. There's a couple fun shows coming up. It's all virtual right now.
Uh-huh.
So I want to check that out. Oh, yeah, here we go.
What are they?
I'm learning a lot right now.
Having some stuff over the Red River Virtual Cinemas. You might want to check that out at redriver.com. And they have some fun stuff coming up over there. It's all virtual right now. I went there once when they opened up. Very nice place. Oh, yeah, here we go. Scott Robinson. This is the Amanda McCarthy update here. She's actually got some local dates coming up. She's in town right now, and she's going to be playing this Saturday at the Fetty's Tavern in Nashua, and the next day she's playing in Nashua.
The what?
At the Lafayette Club.
What was the name?
She's playing at the Stone Church in Newmark on the 20th. She might do a virtual show, but I don't have any information about that right now, so I'm going to check her Facebook page.
What was the name of the first place?
And then she's going to be playing back in Nashville on February 16th at the Cannibal
not going to get it in.
restaurant.
I like
she's
feta
going to be
cheese.
playing on February 1st at the Canopy.
I love feta cheese.
It's the best part of a Greek
restaurant
salad.
in Nashville. And March 6th, he's going to be playing the Lost Daddy Irish Pub Restaurant. March 6th in Nashville, Tennessee. And then Saturday, March 27th, he's playing at the BS Brewworks in Springfield, Tennessee.
BS.
Oh, yeah, don't forget to check out our Facebook page because he's selling a lot of merchandise with magnets. And I ordered one, and a T-shirt, CDs, and all kind of fun stuff. And also, you might want to check out Katie Dobbins. She's selling some stuff on her merchandise page on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And she also sells a magnet and some CDs, and et cetera. So you might want to check that out if you're a Katie Dobbins fan.
Will she also...
I am one.
Daryl has something.
Eric,
Yes.
Oh, yeah, this lady's got a lot of things going on. Her name's April Cushman. She just gave away a sweatshirt. She had over 1,000 entries, and I was one of the names in there, but unfortunately I did not win. But soon she's going to be opening up her shop on Facebook, and she's going to have a sweatshirt, some shirts available, coffee mugs, water bottles, and maybe a magnet.
I think...
Not right now, though. And
Eric, I think...
she's going to have masks, too. It's all have Small Town on it, her song coming out on her album.
Eric, I
think
Darryl might have had a question about feta cheese or something.
All right.
Eric,
did you mute us?
Eric, just a constructive criticism.
Okay.
You need to slow down so we can consume what you're saying. You're going so
right.
fast.
I saw in the chat room last week that one of the folks in the chat room was saying that I was going too fast. So I'll see if I can slow it down for everybody.
It may not be possible.
Do you have a time limit? Because
I can try, though.
It sounds like...
But anyways, like I said, April Cushman has a song called Small Town. It's on all her platforms, on her Facebook page, and she also has another song called
He Blew the Audition.
Once Upon a Time.
He doesn't know.
And then she's going to be playing a couple of different places right here coming up at Goffstown on January 15th.
Wow.
On a Friday at the Village Trestle in Goffstown.
This is actually a
January
comedy
16th
show.
at the Pasto Loft Restaurant. And she's got a lot of shows coming up in February to be announced.
Who's this
and
person?
She's going to be playing on January 27th at the Buckley Restaurant Tavern in Multiboro, New Hampshire, and again on February 19th.
Multiboro?
On a Friday. And then she's going to be playing on January 27th. And February 27th at the Concord, New Hampshire Craft Brewery. And she's also going to be playing Saturday, February 9th, right here in Manchester, the Foundry.
Who is this person?
April Cushman.
Thank you.
All I know is I'm craving a Greek salad.
Oh, I'm digging it.
Mm.
And some other all the dates coming up. They're in the distant future, so we'll announce those at a distant date. Distant time. Oh, yeah, I got bigger news about the arena, but you can take this with a grain of salt.
Yes.
I checked their website, and they said there's a possibility of be opening up in May, but I'll believe that when I see it.
Eric, I have another question.
No fault of their own, just because of the problems with the COVID.
Ben Dion has a question, Eric.
Okay.
Are you taking questions?
Yep.
I completely forgot my question now.
Oh, right.
Threw me off.
Well, it's good to know that it couldn't have been anything urgent. I'm trying to sneak in some foreigner references.
It wasn't urgent.
Oh.
All right. They're coming up in the world of wrestling. Unless, of course, the season of wrestling gets on hold because they were in a lot of trouble with COVID, believe it or not. But if it doesn't get on hold, which I doubt it will be put on hold because it never does. It's like the circus. It never ends. And January 31st, WWE is going to put on the Royal Rumble, and they have the men and the women 30 over-the-top Battle Royals. So that will be exciting. And then if you like the AEW, February 29th, they're going to have the Revolution. And it's funny, I try to get on the WWE Network, but you have to have a computer. And if I had the Wi-Fi, I could sign up for it.
I was going to say, if only you had a tablet that you could use.
I do one, but I don't have the Wi-Fi.
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh, yeah, then if you're interested in following some fun stuff going on, the Relay for Life on February 4th is World Cancer Day, and they're going to have a show at 8 o'clock on the Facebook. And I remember watching that kickoff show last year. The wrap-up show that lasted like an hour, and this lady raised $4,000.
Wow.
I think she was a top fundraiser for the country.
Eric's raised a lot of money.
So I don't know if I'll raise
too.
that much, but I'm trying to raise as much money as I can.
You have raised a lot of money, though, Eric. We commend you. Yes.
You're doing a hell of a job.
And a shout out to my class president, Ridley. He said that once I get to the 900 mark, he will donate $100 again, like last year.
Renjay?
Unbelievable, yeah. It's like 86 class president of Gotham High School, so shout out to him.
Oh.
He lives in California. He's a busy dude. He's married, and he has 5 children.
Well, obviously he's busy if he has 5 kids. I assume he's Catholic.
Right. So God bless him. You know how busy you are, Ben, with your one child.
I am?
You've only got one child?
Well, he's busy. I don't have any children, but I've been
You're
told
not Catholic, clearly.
I am Catholic. Actually.
Oh, you are?
I was raised Catholic.
Well, you got to get busy. What's with the one kid?
No, that's it. We're done.
Oh, my God.
It's not a prerequisite that you have more.
I believe so.
Is that a Catholic thing?
Well, anyways, I hope Robert Dion's still listening because this is the Majestic Theater update.
Oh, here we go.
Ted Hebert's school. He runs both of them, as I'm told. And the number is 603-669-7469 or majestictheater.net. He's got a big show coming up. It's a 15th annual mashup. And it's all virtual, but I guess it's going to be a live stream for the shows, too, I was told today. And it's coming up on January 23rd on a Saturday at 6 o'clock. There's a lot of fun things going on, the mini auction. And you can also watch it later, I'm assuming.
Hey, you must
have
heard
not this one, but I know the other 2 events I'll be talking about. You can watch later.
Okay.
It's a $10 ticket, and it's going to be on the YouTube. Yeah. And then March 26th to the 28th, it's going to be a show at this theater, and it's Disney Music Mermaid, Disney, The Little Mermaid, and it's going to be the youth and teens at the Derry Opera House. And like I said, you can go on the 603-669-7469 or majestictheater.net for ticket information. And, you can also go on the website, majestictheater.net, and you can give them a donation.
I think
that's something I will be doing next month.
I think Darryl Dion had a question, Eazy-G.
Okay.
So I've noticed over the last few seconds that you have slowed down dramatically.
What did you say, Darryl?
He has a little slowdown.
Yeah. A little bit.
Yeah.
By the way,
I've slowed down.
Yeah, I just want to mention that all that update from the Majestic Theater was delivered earlier in the day.
Right, but I always like to give another shout out because
he just likes to give shout outs.
Listening in the afternoon.
Very nice.
Don't listen in the morning.
And
very nice. We appreciate that.
And Rob appreciates it. He says,
right.
Thanks,
He's also got another
Eazy-G.
show coming up April 23rd to the 25th. It's called Dinner and a Show. I used to do this back in the day at St. Mary's High School. St. Mary's Church. It was a lot of fun. It's called Love, Sex, and the IRS. And these are new dates from published.
At the church?
The other previous dates got canceled because of COVID.
That's not right.
And it's going to be the Executive
Opie
Court
and Anthony
Banquet
got
in
in a lot of trouble
and
for
same thing,
something like that.
603-669-7469 or majestictheater.net for ticket information.
By the way,
and going on at the Palace Theater, the February virtual vacation camps. It's going to be on Zoom, and it's $200 a person, and it's palacetheater.org for more information. It's February 22nd to the 26th. They're going to have Megan, Quinn, Hunter, and friends. It's going to be grades 2 to 6 from 10 a.m. to 1. And also grades 7 to 12 will be 2 p.m. to 5. So you can get information about that. They always know what the heck they're doing over there.
Scott
They do a great job.
Scott
and they got a show
Robinson
coming up
is,
this week. I just found out in the Hippo.
Scott Robinson has a
And
question.
Nick Ferraro, you know him.
I played in a band with Nick. Scott's wondering if these are still Amanda McCarthy tour dates that you're reciting.
Yeah, I just released them all. So.
Oh, okay.
Official release.
It's an official release of Amanda
official
tour dates.
press release.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
So you know this guy, Nick
Very
Ferraro.
official.
He's also a hairdresser at the
I played
mall.
in a band with him.
He's going to be at Two-Share Brewery Company in Manchester this Sunday. So you may want to check that out. I've seen him play once and with Amanda McCarthy in the house and another lady.
In the house?
And that guy can rock.
Lady?
Yeah, who's the other lady?
Who's that lady?
Please don't sing.
Yeah, we refer to her as the mystery lady.
Oh, okay.
We'll leave it at that.
I remember my question, Eric.
Another fun guy here.
Eric,
I
remember a question.
Amanda McCarthy, of course, was in the house.
Ben Dion
Friday, January
remembers
15th,
his
he came
question.
up to sing, and I tell you, this guy can sing. He's going to be playing the Stubble Inn Johnny Friday. Not to be mixed up with Joseph Friday.
Right.
This guy is a professional
Joseph
singer,
Friday?
and he's going to be at 8 o'clock, and this guy can rock.
That's also a Catholic
He's
family.
also going to be on
There's
Saturday,
many,
January
Fridays.
16th at the Hampton, at the Goat Place, and he'll be there at 9 o'clock.
Eric, I believe Ben Dion has a question. He remembers this question.
Oh, all right.
I didn't hear the beginning of your entertainment report, but do you still dedicate the report to someone?
Oh, yeah.
I did. I dedicated to, I don't know if you know this lady. She won American Got Talent 2 years ago. She won $1 million. Darcy Lynn.
Darcy Lynn.
Have you met her?
Yes. Do you know her, Eric?
Oh, I know I don't, but she's real talented. She's real popular with the teenagers. She's 16 teenagers set. And she does the puppets there. And
the puppet lady.
The first guy that won America's Got Talent years ago signed a $100 million contract for 10 years in Las Vegas, and he won the $1 million.
Wait, what was that guy's name? Do you remember?
I don't.
Was he was a ventriloquist and he sang, right?
Right. He's really good.
Yeah.
He was the first one to win the America's Got Talent.
We saw him.
Ever.
We
At
saw
Vegas?
him at Vegas.
Oh, right. What's his
This
name?
was
this
was like when I was 20. So this is 13 years ago.
Oh.
Yeah.
Terry Fader. Was that his name?
Oh,
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Wow,
right.
really?
We
right.
saw
Wow.
him
That was
perform in Las Vegas.
He was great.
Oh.
amazing.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
sings and does ventriloquist, but
That-
You saw him live?
Wow.
yeah, we saw him. He was
Probably
great.
the best thing we saw
Wow.
in Vegas.
It was really cool. Yeah,
I'm jealous.
Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah, he's really
related
good.
to your
He's not
report, Eric.
performing right now because of COVID. But
Huh.
hey, that's where Second
Wow.
Percussion got their big break. They finished in third place. They got a phone call after they finished, and the rest is history. They got a big show in Las Vegas. Well, not right now, but they got a lot of things cooking, and they always get back to New Hampshire, so they're real good. I always call them the boys.
The boys.
Jenny was asking how you liked the googly eyes. I don't know what that
The
refers
googly
to.
eyes?
Yeah.
Oh, on my book?
I don't understand.
Oh, Darryl. I'm sorry, not Eric. I got confused.
Tell Jenny I love them.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, all right. Oh, a couple more things. We'll wrap it up here. For people interested in a new restaurant here, it's going to be a place called Tucker's. It's going to be over in the Bedford's old Outback store. So that's going to be happening in the next couple of weeks as soon as they get their place all ready to roll. And, it's also the 30th. Speaking of Majestic Theater, this is the 30th anniversary of the Majestic Theater.
Wow. There you go. Why didn't you
If
mention
you're looking
that
to get
before?
some fun crafts done, you can go get your craft on at Studio 550 here. And you get more information at 603-232-5597, and it's 550arts.com. She just celebrated her 8th anniversary on January 7th. So Monica's got her act together. She always has fun things going on and does it safe with the mask on, social distancing. And they also do things virtually, too, I've been told.
Excellent.
You don't feel comfortable coming into the studio.
Eric, Darryl Dion has a question.
Was there ever a time where she
okay.
didn't have her act together? I just wanted to pose that question.
Oh.
Say that again?
Boy, oh boy.
Sometimes it's hard to hear on the phone.
It's harder to listen.
Did she
Monica's the lady that runs the place. I know her very well. She knows what she's doing.
Was that the 550 studio you said, Eric?
Right. You ever been there, Ben?
I have not. But did they expand to like the spot to the left
building,
of them?
Adjacent building, yeah.
Yeah, I can do all kind of craft things. Yeah, she does everything.
I think she expanded recently because I think that was a regular office. So I think she recently
Right?
expanded.
Yeah.
I noticed that.
She's got it going on over there. So very exciting place.
What's going on, man?
What's going on?
Well, and anyways, the end of the report, it's never too early to get your flu shot. So don't forget to get that.
Oh, I thought you were going to say. I thought you were saying it's never too early to end the report. I didn't know where you were going with that.
Yeah, I was going to end the report with to get your flu shot. So that's going to be it for the week, and everybody have a good night.
All right. Thanks, Eric.
Thanks, Eric.
Bye-bye.
Wow,
Eazy-G leaves us another stellar entertainment report. Yes, I learned a lot.
You know, and I was very serious insofar as if he slowed down, people that are listening could actually consume the information that he's imparting on us.
Yeah,
he goes so fast, nobody gets it.
Yeah,
nobody gets anything.
I want to know,
even if it's worth listening to.
Yeah, I want to know who writes down the phone numbers he says.
Yeah,
he gives them all, which is great.
It's great.
I've never seen someone that gives the numbers, but
he blows through them.
Who's writing those down?
Yeah,
if they can write those down, that's a talent right there.
That's a good question. We have a call. Maybe Eric forgot something. Hi, welcome to Matt. Welcome to Matt.
No, it's not Eric. It's Ron. But Eric, if you're listening, this is for you. Don't forget your New Year's pledge. Listen more, talk less, and now you can add slow down to it.
Thanks, Ron.
Bye.
Thanks, Ron. Bye-bye. All right,
you know, it's clear that obviously people, love Eric for sure.
Oh, absolutely. We do.
This is strictly constructive criticism.
Yes.
But he doesn't listen.
Yeah.
He doesn't listen to it.
Yeah.
Because he goes so damn fast.
Yeah.
It's really incredible.
I think it's because he has, so much information that he's trying to.
But he could lose half of that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
Yeah. Well, I just apprate you're not getting down and dirty with him.
Oh, there's no chance I could get down and dirty with him. I'm afraid.
Well, you've lost so many fans. That's
why. I know. Apparently, I'm losing fans by the dozens on Facebook.
People really, they go at you sometimes.
Apparently.
I think it's funny.
The chat room did turn on you that day. Yeah.
They've been a little bit.
Have they? Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
The upside to that is I have no idea.
It's very funny to watch.
Yeah.
And I like it that way when I don't know and I don't care.
Right.
I'm going to make you a fake Facebook page one day.
Could you not do that, please?
Oh.
please, Ben, I beg of you.
I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that.
Thank you.
That would take too much effort.
Yeah.
Some effort.
Wow.
And I'm afraid you'd get threats or something. They just start going at you.
Speaking about that, I listened to one of the people that voted to impeach the president.
Yes.
And they're getting threats.
Oh, yeah.
The Republicans. That turned. This guy's got a bodyguard, and he fears for his life and for his family's life.
Yeah.
That's a pretty scary thing. In the world we live in today, what's wrong with that? I mean, how bad is that?
Yeah.
My God.
No, it's...
Truth to power.
It'll be fascinating to see what Mitch McConnell does when this goes to the Senate.
You know what? I think you hit it on the head, the nail on the head a few moments ago, Matt, by saying that he's playing it close to the vest.
Yeah,
and his decision will be important.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And you know what? Honestly, I think he just wants to bring the Republican Party back. And he can't do it with Trump there.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
because Trump is not a Republican. That's pretty clear.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what Trump is.
Does anyone know?
Right.
We know he's somewhat of an isolationist.
He's all about Trump,
Absolutely. So, we don't have a clue.
Yeah.
We don't have a clue.
Yeah.
But Mitch wants to bring back the Republican Party as we knew and loved it. There was a time where I voted Republican because I appreciated their views.
Yeah.
But this is not the Republican Party that I remember.
Right.
This is not Reagan's Republican Party.
Oh, no.
I mean, wow.
It's very different.
Did they kick you out of the party?
Apparently, yeah.
I would have.
Yeah, no kidding, huh?
This guy brings nothing to the table. We're going to kick him out.
By the way, hello to Mike Pelopita, who joins us in the Facebook live chat. Mike, of course, from one of our wonderful sponsors here at WMNH 95.3, Queen City Cabinetry.
Oh, yeah.
You can bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry.
Certainly can.
And, of course, we have the Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street. Have you guys been there? I can't remember.
I've been there a few times, yeah.
You have been, yeah. Have you been there, Darryl?
I'm itching to go. I got to figure out. I typically, when I leave the show in the morning,
Yeah.
It doesn't open up till, I would guess, noonish.
Oh, yeah.
So
Okay.
I typically am not around, and I try to go as few places as possible.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
trying to be a good boy.
Oh, absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
I definitely want to try because I'm definitely a fan of that place.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
Oh, yeah.
We went when it was
wonderful.
when they had the outside seating.
Oh,
a few
okay.
times. Yeah.
Breasted loaded with steak and cheese. Are you kidding?
They told me you're not allowed there.
Maybe.
No.
Oh, no. Wow.
Yeah, they said you're not allowed. They said,
Wow.
you know that guy? I was like, I know.
that guy.
He's so
yes.
annoying. His laugh is just
Well, he is annoying.
so annoying. No, I love that place. It's really good.
Yeah,
Good,
yeah.
good vibes.
Have
Great
you tried
food,
the
too.
craft beers?
The craft beers?
Yes.
The local beers I tried, yeah.
Yes.
Had a few from which one? Two Share Brewing and Great North Ale Works. There's a few different ones that I never had before that they had, which was really cool.
Yeah, the place sounds cool as hell.
Tom Blanchard just popped into the Facebook live chat. He says, it's our kids' generation that we raised a bunch of a-holes. That's why I don't have kids.
Uh-huh.
That's why I didn't have kids. Oh, Tom and I have something in common. I also am childless. I was raised Catholic, but yeah, I don't... I've never even had a single solitary moment in my life where I had felt any paternal instinct.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Kind of glad now.
Yeah.
Jeez, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
really,
It's pretty
really.
crazy out there.
Sure is crazy.
Miriam Banish just arrived in the Facebook live chat. She's a top fan. She says, I've never been Republican, but I have a new appreciation for George W. Bush. He had to handle that 9/11. Yeah, I mean, I think W in what is that?
Must be Stefan.
That's an unusual horn outside.
It's very
is.
unusual.
Sure
It sounds like a fire truck horn.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was for a second, and I was like, that's weird. Yeah, I mean, I think W was a horrible president, but
For the most part.
but certainly comported himself much differently than our current one does.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Made a serious boo-boo heading out to Iraq. Very serious.
Mm-hmm.
It was unnecessary.
Yeah,
There was no WMDs, and we all know that now.
Right, exactly. Well, we will actually, though, that is, I try to find silver linings to things. If there's one thing I do appreciate grudgingly about Trump is that he didn't invade anybody. I mean,
No, he didn't.
I mean, there's still time, but
Only a few days left.
Please don't
only
say
a few
that.
days left. I mean, at one point, I thought we might invade Venezuela. I mean, he likes to do some saber rattling, and the Venezuela thing was just bizarre. That
Sure was.
It sounded like that might be a possibility, but he didn't do it.
He drew down a lot of troops in the Middle East as well.
Yeah. And I agreed with getting out of Syria, except I didn't agree with doing it in the most clumsy, ham-fisted way possible.
Yeah.
And then just taking those troops and redeploying them to help Saudi Arabia with their genocide in Yemen. Wow. So I certainly didn't agree with that part, but he didn't invade anyone, and that's a win. Let's call that a win.
Yeah. Chalk one up.
Yeah.
He's got one.
Thank you, President Trump, for that. Oh, boy.
Wow, what a long and winding road.
Yeah. So I will be the guest coming up next on the weekly Dion at 6 p.m. So what we'll do is we'll start to wind up this program, and that'll give me a chance to wipe everything down and disinfect and so forth. And then I will be on the couch, and Ben will be here. And you get to just stay right there, I guess, huh, Darryl?
I'm not moving.
He's got the easy job.
He's got the easy job. He doesn't even have to get up and move.
Just call me Easy.
That's where I sit Friday nights for Retro Spectrum Radio.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yes,
Excellent.
I sit at the news desk. Yeah.
Is that Retro Spectrum on the TV as well?
No,
Okay.
that's
just radio and Facebook.
And you can stream it at the site at wmnhradio.org. So there you go. All right, so stick around for that. That will be up next, the weekly Dion, and I'll be hanging out with these guys for that. If you missed any part of today's show, it will be up in just a little bit at wmnhradio.org. And that is it for me for now. I hope to speak to you all on the weekly Dion. And thanks again, Eazy-G, for another stellar entertainment report. Bye for now, everybody.